Hello guys, it's Harry No Cap again, and today I'll be talking about the ways that women secretly disrespect men. So I'm not saying, like some all of a sudden maybe she's cheating or she's, hooking up with some other dude or, hang out with her girls in club. I'm not talking about this, you know, evidence stuff. I'm talking about I'll say that some kind of stuff that be kept by women, like, oh, you're just being insecure. Oh, why you're so insecure? That's pure manipulation. You gotta understand this because there are some things that not evident that you should recognize as a man to to spot a woman if she's not being respectful to you. Let's just jump into it. So the first topic is having too many guy friends. So at this point, I want you to understand is that all of her guy friends, you can see from this picture, there is one girl and there are like three backups. I'm gonna tell you this: 90% of guy women friendship are the women with her backup options, which means if things didn't turn out pretty good, then one of the backup is gonna feel the split. She's gonna break up with you, and this guy is gonna jump in and take the place, and he will be like, yeah, finally. So let me ask you this question: what is the most important thing for women? It is attention. So you gotta understand that a lot of girls, especially those girls who's having too many girlfriends, those kind of girls are actually indulging the male attention, whereas it is a form of biggest disrespect. Second, ask too many questions. Do you wonder, have you ever been through this kind of situation, like, like this girlfriend always asking this, why you're being so insecure? Oh, why did you do that? Did you do this? All these kind of questions. But actually, what does it reflect? I'm gonna tell you. It is the same situation in the interrogation room. She is the officer, and you are the, I don't know, suspect. Why is that? Because the one with more power tends to have the power to ask others question. When it comes down to it, is that the power dynamic is from up to down. The people on the top ask questions from the bottom. It's never going to be the other way around, and it's always gonna be like this. So you gotta be careful. If she's doing constantly like this, and she's not being respectful. Next one. This is a really, really fun topic. So I want you to ask a question to yourself. Will she treat her boss the same way? So here you can see you as a guy, and probably her behavior is like, I don't know, always a little bit annoying, sometimes even get provoked by some small things you do, like you didn't clean the dishes or you said something a little bit wrong, and she was like, huh, huh, huh. But why she's doing like that? Why she's behaving like that? Because, as she said, you don't have power over me, which means you can't fire her because she knows that you will never break up with her. So she's acting like this because you have lost your power. However, in a work situation with her boss, as a man, as her boss, why she's respecting him so much? Because I have to behave or he will fire me. That is the exact reason why she's behaving before her boss. Why is that? Because her boss actually has the power to fire her. That is why she's respecting much more her boss than you. Because if you don't have power over her, if she doesn't recognize that you actually have the power, then she will say that, oh, I don't care. And and let me tell you, if she treat her boss way better than you, which means you're just, a soy sad guy. I would say that, but sorry, because the title means nothing. Even if you have the title as husband or boyfriend, it doesn't mean anything. If she respects you as a man, then you're her boyfriend. If not, you're just a soy boy. Next one. Zero accountability. This will happen like, oh babe, you know that like I talked to you about this at the other day, you shouldn't do this. And she will say, sorry, I understand, I won't do it again. Then later on, when she did again, you're like so worried. You're gonna say that, babe, but we had an agreement. I talked with you this another time before. Don't you remember? And she will say that, oh yeah, sorry. But in her head, she's like, whatever, LOL. Which means that if she doesn't be accountable for her behavior, such as some fault or some mistakes she's made, but instead she's always getting away from it, and if you let her get away from it, it will always come back to you. So I just discussed the 4 forms of secret way that women disrespect men. So what is the solution? First, I want you to know that you can never change a person, which means if you continue letting herself doing whatever she wants, like indulging this kind of behavior, like male attention, not treating you as other men, not being accountable, and having a lot of guy friends, all this kind of behavior, then I can tell you, you can never change her in a relationship. Never. Probably, like, she can change herself, maybe in a really, really long time period, I would say. But as a boyfriend, you can never change a person. You can never change her in a relationship. I actually had those kind of experience, and after that experience, I realized that as a boyfriend, you don't have the power to change your girlfriend. But instead, what's the actual solution? You can actually leave, so that's a good solution. So once you realize that she's not fitting your standards, she's breaking your boundaries, she's not respecting you enough as a man, then you should leave her. Which means, as a company, if an employee is constantly making some faults, making some bullshit, and just a little bit kind of even sabotaging the company, then you actually can leave. So it's not that hard. And instead, you should find a girl who fits your boundaries naturally, which means probably your boundaries are already a part of her values, so you don't need to change her, then you don't need to leave her. And for this part of leave, I really need to, how should I say that? It's a really important part. Why is that? Because a lot of guys think, oh, I don't have any options. If I leave her, then probably I will be an incel, I will end up alone. But you can't have this kind of mentality. Once you have this kind of mentality, she has all the control, all the power over you, then you will never be satisfied in this relationship. You will never be respected as a man, and you can never get what you want. Therefore, staying in an unhealthy relationship is never a good solution. The only good solution after realizing her being disrespectful is actually leave her. And in order to have more options, you have to be attractive. You have to, build up yourself. You gotta build up your career, your confidence, your social skills, your exposure, and most importantly, your attractiveness. So that's all for today. I'm Harry No Cap, and if you like this video, if you like what I was saying, please hit the like button or leave a comments below.